Hi Capricorn, welcome to your year ahead tarot forecast with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for all of you that helped me reach the 30,000 milestone. It really means so much and I'm so grateful. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you would like to donate to the channel for this video, you can do so on the web link below. Before we start, I would like to bless all of my cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's see what the year of 2019 has in store for you, Capricorn. Okay, so you get the Death card. You are going through transitions. You are leveling up. And the way that you level up is by transitioning, by transforming. It's like, okay, so, you know, lots of people are like, oh my God, if I start the year on the Death card. Actually, this is a good thing because it means all of the things that no longer serve a purpose in your life are dying off. They're leaving you, or rather you're leaving them behind. This is about a transition. This is about you being true to yourself and saying, what are my deepest desires? What do I truly want? This card represents the sign of Scorpio, right? So it talks about your deepest desires. What do I want? And in the month of January 2019, this is what you're going to be asking yourself. You are going through, you've got Pluto in your sign as well. It's worth adding. You are going through a transition, but you are coming through to your uprising. The thing about the Death card is, yes, it represents the sign of Scorpio, but the original motif for that is the phoenix rising from the ashes. You've had the death, you've done the difficult stuff, you've done the growing pains and the outgrowing and the shedding of the skin. This is your uprising. This is the year where you step up and you step forward, where you come into your own. And the thing about the Death card is the first card out, it kind of permeates the rest of the year. This is going to be a deep year of transformation for you, Capricorn. This is going to be a deep year of change. It's crazy because as I'm looking out the window, I can see two crows sitting on the tree just opposite my apartment, which to me, one crow they say one crow sorrow, two crows joy. So this to me feels very much about your transition. I've got the omen there as well, which is amazing. So to clarify on that, you get the Page of Wands. Now the interesting thing is the pages are like aces, right? They're new beginnings, things that we do. This is about you committing to your pleasure. This is about you saying, right, okay, you know what? Yes, I've had the difficult experience, but I choose to be the phoenix rising. I choose to be the higher expression of myself. And ultimately, with the Page of Wands as well, it feels very much to me like it's almost like you're creating something for yourself and you're creating something out of what you've done. And I've already said that you guys need to put your message out there. Who knows, maybe January will be the time that you do it, but it looks like some of you are toying with the idea of a home-based business. It looks like some of you are toying with the idea of getting something, almost like there's a plan being formulated. It also tells me that some of you will be traveling. Now, for some of you Capricorns, you know me, I tell you how it is. For some of you, you'll be traveling for reasons that are unhappy. And the reason I say unhappy, because it might well be that somebody is sick and you need to go and visit them. It could be, maybe that you're visiting somebody who's lost somebody. So the travel that you do isn't necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be anything bad for you personally, but it looks like you're traveling for that reason. For some of you, this is about taking a break. It's almost like the feeling that I get is you're going to say, right, in January, you know what, screw the responsibility, screw the doing things the right way, I'm going to take a break. And, for some of you, you'll say, right, I'm going to take a weekend off. Happy birthday for those of you that are January Capricorns. So February, the Wheel of Fortune. This is beautiful because this is about synchronicity and blessings. It's about abundance. It's about the things that you've put into practice. It's about the hard work that you've done finally yielding a result. And I really feel for a lot of you in February, this is going to be you taking a step in what appears to be the right direction for you. The Wheel of Fortune is blessings. It's, after the difficult times, the good times come, but it's also the blessing of Jupiter. So to clarify, you've got the Four of Cups, and this is basically saying You have everything you need. You've already put the work in. That's the thing about the Wheel of Fortune. The blessings that it gives are off the back of work that has already been done. So February, for some of you, it's like you could get a promotion. For some of you, you could get a position of authority. You could finally take that step up. For those of you that go into work, the feeling that I get from this with the Four of Cups is like you've already got what you need. Don't go in at supervisor level. Don't go in at worker bee level. Go straight for your assistant manager, for your managerial positions. Go for the higher positions, the positions of authority, because the chances are you are likely to get them. You are likely to be, the best candidate for the job. And more, you're a Capricorn. You know your stuff, whatever your chosen field. So yeah, February looks like a great month for you, but it's the understanding that you need to have is that you have everything you need in order to go for what it is that you want in February. In March, you get the Fool card. New things, new places, new people. So some of you are definitely starting new jobs. Some of you are definitely, whether that's a new job within the same company, whether it is a completely different company. There are new things, new people, and an upper echelon to what you're doing. It's like you take a step up for all of you in some way, shape or form. And March is just going to solidify that. It brings you this peak experience of welcoming new people into your life, new experiences. It's kind of like the words that I'm hearing in my head are, you're breaking the mold. And when you ask what is the mold of who you were, the mold of who you've been, you're cracking it in two. You want to reinvent yourself, and this will be the year that you do it. And March will very likely see you really putting some of those steps in place. The Magician card. There's definitely a promotion. There is definitely a status change for a lot of you. Lots of you will experience a pay rise even. March not only brings you to a platform where you can really get your message out, but it also sees you interacting with somebody who really knows their stuff. This is not necessarily somebody that will take you under their wing, but it's somebody that's going to put you on, somebody that's going to promote you, somebody that's going to say, yeah, this person is the person for the job. This person is the person that we need to work with. It's a really powerful month. March is a power month for you, an absolute power month. You've got the Fool card there, the beginning of everything, the anomaly that gives you the chance and the ability to have or to welcome in what you want. You got the Magician card there, which is the power to get it done, the power to see it into manifestation, the power to make it real. In March, a lot of you could realize a dream, something that you've held on to or wanted for a long time. March looks like a time where you can really see that start to happen and shape up. With the Magician card there, it's stunning, absolutely stunning. So April, you get Temperance. So this is about delving into the spirituality of it. So it's almost like your physical and material and manifest world is going to be going through all these massive changes. And in April, you're seeking to understand how they took place. It's almost like I see you asking yourself, right, okay, what were the steps that I took to create the success that I'm achieving now? It's almost like you're not questioning your blessings, but you're saying to yourself, like, did I know this was coming? Did I do what I needed to do in order to make this stuff happen? It's like you're looking over the entire process and you're saying to yourself, how did I arrive at here? And it's through a spirit of gratitude. It's through a spirit of love, but you want to understand what is the higher meaning behind all of this? How did this shape up for me? And what part did I have to play in it? It's almost like not like you're questioning the divine, but you're questioning your own input into your success. Like, what did I do that warranted something so amazing to happen for me? Like, which is interesting. To clarify, you get the Knight of Wands. So a lot of you, whatever you do for work, it looks like some kind of travel is involved, and maybe not necessarily it might be that the job that you start, you have to go to like an internal academy where you have to take on their methodologies to learn about the company, blah blah blah. Or it could be that a lot of you are, because you know you've got the Temperance card there, and I believe that the Knight of Wands is very Sagittarian in its nature. So you know this is very much about what the higher ideals are, but this sees you really passionate, really enjoying what you do, and you're really looking for meaning. You're really trying to understand, like, wow, okay, all of this stuff has happened for me, and I've put the effort in, but what does that mean for me? How do I transform this? And for a lot of you, I really feel like there's travel in April, and it centers around your work. It's like either they send you on training, or to learn some kind of methodology, or it's that they send you, or the work that you're doing sends you on a course of study of some sort. It could just be a very short course, but there's definitely a lot of meaning. You're really searching for the meaning. You're really searching to understand how these amazing things have happened for you. In May, you get the Justice card. So underneath the Death card, this to me says that you're making a finite decision. It looks like you're really finalizing the paperwork on something. Maybe you're signing a contract. Maybe, for some of you, you're wrapping up legal events, or you're saying to yourself, right, okay, in order to continually move forward like this, I now understand what it is that I might need to let go of. I understand now what it is that I might need to transition of, away from even. Let's see what the clarifier is. The Nine of Pentacles, beautiful. So this is about your skill. In May, if you find yourself, and it looks like you may well be, working with very different ideas, very different approaches to things. And when I say very different approaches to things, it's almost like there are a lot of people that have different viewpoints on how to do the same thing. And it's going to be up to you to make the final decision. And you do this with a lot of skill, a lot of tact, a lot of diplomacy. And it's almost like, where everybody's kind of fixated on their idea or their way is the best way to do things, you're going to be able to say, right, well, actually, you've all got something that's valuable here. How can we amalgamate that into what is going to become? I kind of feel like in work, you're more of an authority. Like, March, February and March sees you taking the step up. But May is where you really start to prove your worth. May is where you really start to show, actually, not only did we choose the right person for the job, not only did we choose the right person to promote, but it's almost like, May is where you prove your worth. And it's where because the Nine of Pentacles it's about beauty, it's about refinement, it's about skill. Justice ruled by Libra, and therefore ruled by Venus. This is saying this is seeing you tie together different elements, like really different views. And I see you kind of like pulling people in and saying, right, we can formulate a way forward from what everybody is putting in right now. Which is beautiful. It sees you demonstrating, with a lot of skill, like a hell of a lot of skill, and really going over hello, you're a Capricorn, going over something with the fine print. June, you get the Lovers card. This is great for those of you that are single. It's a time for love. It's a time to be frivolous. It's a time to be more sociable. It's a time to get out there and just enjoy whatever the world has for you. For those of you that are partnered, for those of you that are coupled, this basically says that love is good this month. It also says that you will be in a spirit of communication and understanding. You and your partner will be in harmony. You and your partner will be doing good things, eating good food, enjoying things. And it also looks like it's almost like you're formulating an idea or working on an idea that kind of suits you both, that you kind of both think, actually, yeah, that's a little bit of me. To clarify, you get the Two of Wands. Beautiful. Money looks good for couples, especially in June. It's almost like you get some kind of it's not necessarily a windfall, but it's more like you get some kind of influx of finance, whether that's something that you both work on together or whether it's something that you decide to embark on, but it asks you to move forward. So for those of you that are single, it looks like the sort of person that's coming in is somebody of refinement. We're talking somebody that has their own wealth, their own status, somebody that is, you know, really at their own level. They might not necessarily be somebody that's qualified, but they are somebody that has their own material, material resources. This is somebody that is, you know, that is, for a better part, you know, for the right word, this is somebody that's affluent. For those of you that are coupled, there is an influx of money, and this influx of money is in response to some kind of demonstration of skill that one of you does, but it looks like both of you are able to pour into the pot. June looks like a really good month for single and partnered Capricorns, and it looks like a good month for money, whether you are partnered or single. And then July, you get the Chariot card. It goes from good to better, and also interesting because you got the Lovers card there, number 6. The Chariot then is number 7. So this is the sequence continued. So after you've made your decisions and you've had this wealth and finance influx, in July you start to see even more results from that. It's kind of like one of the beauties of Capricorn is you're very results driven, and this year you will be able to see a lot of the results. You will be going through a constant flux of change, Capricorn. I can't express that to you enough, especially with these cards. It looks very much like July will be another month of movement or travel for you. And July is where you get to see yet another result. You get to see another thing shape up that you've put, you know, time, patience and effort into. Okay, so you've got 9 of Swords. That's not really a great card. It kind of feels to me like you will be stuck on that. Almost like, you know, this has to succeed, and you'll push and you'll push and you'll push to the point where you're stressing yourself out and you can't just enjoy it. And this is to do with what you're feeling. You will very much in July, things will still be moving. And it's kind of like, because you've come from, you know, March, April, May and June, all really good months for you. You know, it's almost like July will be, it will be a month of movement, but it might not necessarily be happening the way that you want it to. And because you're bogged down by the details, it's almost going to be like this, well, it's not happening like I want it to, so that means it's you know, it's almost no good. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, because it's kind of like it be your feelings that are getting the best of you in July, when actually things are going fine. They're ticking over as they should. You can't be on at 100% all the time, you know, it's just not possible. So Power Month in March, moving, you know, and delving really, I mean, just amazing things shaping up for you in March, and new places, new people, somebody that is going to push you on to the next level, and also somebody that can facilitate your growth, like really expand your world. April, searching for the meaning and what is the formula that I've followed to have the success that I do? That's what you're going to be asking yourself. Maybe because you want to duplicate it. May looks like, you know, you're really choosing to bring together really differing and opposing ideas, and you're doing it with skill and finesse. June looks great for money, like you're really making a choice. It's like you're saying to yourself, right, you know what, I'm going to be wealthy, I'm going to be abundant, I'm going to welcome this experience into my life. July, it will be moving, but it won't be moving not necessarily as fast, because the Chariot is a fast card, but it's almost like it won't be happening exactly like you've planned it. And one of the things that you need to learn, Capricorn, you know, I love you, is your plans can sometimes be a bit rigid. It's like there's no plan B, there's just plan A. I'm not saying that you'll have to change your plan completely, but it will need to be adapted or tweaked. So just look out for that, because that's what's going to cause you the stress in July. You know, it's not that things won't be moving, it's probably just that they won't be moving how you would like them to. August, the Empress. Basically, this is you seeking to take some time out to chill out and enjoy your environment, but it also sees you taking time out to enjoy what you've built, and that's really good, especially off the back of July, because, you know, you've had these sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing months, and it's almost like July is saying to you, just let it happen how it wants to, so that in August you can just kick back and chill and say, right, okay, you know what, I'm going to pull myself back, I'm going to enjoy good food, good wine, good company, go into, you know, lush places that really nourish and recharge the soul. That's what you're going to be looking for in August, and that's what you should, you know, that's what you should go for. August is a time to, you know, just laze around in the summer sunshine. I know we can't do it all month because we have to work and whatnot, but you get my point. Like, August is a time to take it as easy as possible. And then you get the Justice card. This looks like you get some kind of official recognition. It feels to me like a lot of you will be getting an award of some sort. It's kind of like you know, somebody comes to you and says, oh, by the way, you know, for all your hard work and for everything, there's this, but it will be in a very official capacity. For some of you it will be a bonus, for some of you it will be you know, an award or a recognition, but it's definitely something that, you know, it's almost like a plaque, like something that your name will be put to, and it will, you know, it will be a really beautiful moment, I guess, like a moment where everybody's like, yeah, you know what, actually you really deserve this, well done. September, the Hanged Man. So you're taking it easy again in September. It looks like as well, September is going to be a month of deep observation for you. You know, in April, you're looking for the higher meaning of things and how, you know, what's the formula to my success. Whereas in September, you're looking to ease it back and slow things down. You know, August is a bit more sort of like, oh yeah, you know, I'll get the recognition and I can chill out a bit more. Whereas September, you're going through a reassessment. You know, okay, so it's kind of like you'll be reassessing the year and saying, right, well, I've been through 8 months of all of this. What does that mean to me? You know, what can I glean from it? And it's almost like you're looking for the understanding. Let's see what the clarifier is for this. The Six of Pentacles. So it looks like some of you are working with a charity, or you're seeking to do some charity work or volunteering work, and you're doing this because you it's almost like you feel like you've done so much for yourself and so much good stuff that you're kind of almost saying to yourself, right, okay, I better give back to the universe now before it's taken from me. Don't come from that place. Just know that everything that you've created up until this point is, you know, is wonderful stuff, and it's all been because of your hard work. September sees you wanting to help others. It sees you wanting to go out there and really do things for other people. It also says, providing you bite your tongue, you will have a debt repaid. Whether that is somebody comes to you and finally gives you the apology that you feel you deserve, whether it is somebody comes to you and says, look, you know what, maybe we didn't part on the best of terms, you know, is there anything I can do to rectify that? It's almost like something that you've been waiting for a while. Rather than speaking that out, if you just hang back and wait and observe, it will come. It will come in September, and you will have that moment where you can say, right, okay, you know what, great, now I can draw a line under it. October, the Magician card again. So the Magician card is basically saying that October is another power month for you. October, you will really be able to move forward. And I kind of feel like this is off the back of the September. It's kind of like this thing that you've been waiting for to come back into your life, or this, you know, whether it's an apology or an actual debt that somebody owes you. It's like you've been waiting for this. And when you get it, it's like, right, okay, now I'm on to the next stage. Excuse me. Next stage yet again. And this is this Death card really permeating through the whole year, bringing transitions, bringing change, bringing transformations. It's changing your vibration, it's changing your understanding, and ultimately you're gaining wisdom and stepping into new things. With the October card, with the Magician card there, yeah, it's a power month for you. You're really creating, you know, again, something else, but you're communicating to people who you are now. And you're changing the point of reference that you expect people to deal with you from. To back that up, you've got the Page of Swords. So this is great because it's, you know, I mean, the Page of Swords can be anything from an interview to a letter to, you know, again, more documentation. There's going to be lots of paperwork for you this year. Lots and lots of you putting your name to things, other people putting your name to things. October sees you really, it's like for some of you, this is creating a newsletter. For some of you, this is, you know, creating a broadcast, starting a YouTube channel, you know, starting a blog or talking about things. This sees you really, it's almost like you finally figure out what your message is. You finally figure out what it is that you want to say to people, and more importantly, you figure out the medium that is right for you to use in order to get that message out there. October sees you start something in a really big, powerful way, you know, and it's almost like a launch. For some of you, it could be a book launch even. November. The Sun card. November is a power month for you yet again. You know, you've got the sun, beauty, optimism, joy, happiness, abundance. You know, the Sun card is light and life itself, and this sees you in again in a position of power. But it also says that November's going to be an easy month. It's almost like whatever you launch and whenever and however you launch it in October, it's got the blessing of the sun, it's got the blessing of the universe saying like, just go for it, and more importantly, don't forget to enjoy what it is that you're doing. And then to clarify, you've got the Five of Pentacles. So this is interesting because one of the things I find with Capricorns is if you don't have a specific number in the bank, it's like, oh my God, I'm broke, I'm in complete ruin. And it's like, and then you check, and most normal people would be like, okay, if I had that in my account, I wouldn't be worried right now. You know, and this is kind of saying, because the Five of Pentacles is exactly that. It's about loss, it's about lack. Don't come from that place, and don't chase the money. Don't chase anything. You know, it will come to you. And the fact that you've got the Sun card behind this, you know, permeate in the month means don't worry about money. It's not an experience that you should put your energy into. It will be a waste of your time. So, you know, pay attention to that. And then finally, in December, you got the Emperor card. So happy birthday to those of you that are December born Capricorns. And this is basically saying you choose to be the authority in your life. It's kind of like you're going to put your stamp out and say, look, you know what? I started this year going through all these transitions, not necessarily not knowing who I am, but it's more like, you know, trying to re-establish who I am and not prove that, but, you know, present that to the world. You finish in December then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. So check this out. This is really cool. The Death card, number 13, 1 and 4, numerology, simplify, gives you the number 4, the Emperor. So by going through this transition and really letting things go, and more importantly, choosing to truly transform them and those energies, and therefore yourself, you arrive strong, sure, confident at your solar return. You know, you get to December and you're like, wow, you know what, that was, yeah, it was an amazing year. It had some really powerful experiences and months. And also it sees you finish the year as an authority. You know, by the time you get to December 2019, you will really have set yourself up very well for the following year, and you will really be able to take stock in a really great way and say, wow, do you know what? I've achieved a lot this year. I really have. And with the High Priestess there, who is, you know, all about hidden things revealed. It's all about, you know, things coming to light. It's all about secrets, but it's also about your intuition. For a lot of you, this sees you, you know, I said earlier, upper echelon. You're stepping into that upper echelon or echelon, whatever you want to call it. It's like you're stepping into a world where you will be privy to certain types of information. And I say that, I always say this when I see the High Priestess with certain cards. What you learn in December is for you and for you alone. You're not supposed to, I mean, obviously, unless it's your partner, it's not the sort of information that you share, you know, with just anyone or willy-nilly. For those of you that have partners, you know, for those of you that are single, this is about you finally committing. You know, this is about you getting engaged. For those of you that are engaged, you decide to get married. For some of you, it might be a shock, you know, for you to be like, right, really? Now you decide to marry me? For others of you, for those of you that are single, this is about you meeting somebody that could potentially be quite special to you going forward. But for the most part, it sees you finish the year out strong as an authority. And it also sees you learning some of the stuff behind the scenes that as as, you know, what we would call like a worker bee, you might not necessarily be privy to. But December looks like a really interesting month. A really interesting month. So finally, your key to the year. The Emperor. It sees you becoming an authority. It sees you really taking that step up. And it also sees you becoming a person of status. Whatever it is that you've been chasing or dreaming about doing, whatever it is that you've been thinking about becoming, this is the year that you can do it. You just have to give yourself over to the process and not be too bogged down by the details. This is a really powerful year for you, Capricorn. And there are some amazing experiences. I mean, February looks good. March looks great. I mean, March is probably, besides June, March is the highlight for me. You know, March, April, May, June, great months, absolutely stellar months. March, possibly November, March, June and November look the best for me. For those of you that are partnered, lots of closeness. For some of you, there will be an ending, there will be a transition. For the relationships that have come through a lot, I kind of feel like if the issues you're facing at the moment are not resolved by January, that will be it. And the reason being is because it will bring you someone or something in place of that relationship. For those of you that are single, December looks like a really great month to meet somebody nice. June looks like a really amazing month to meet somebody nice. And August looks promising as well. There is a little bit of travel in here, but you know, for the most part, it's almost like you're building your base, you're building your foundation. And then you are going to launch yourself into the world in a massive, massive way. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Have an amazing year, Capricorn. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for more videos.